Imagine waking up every single morning with a fire inside you so powerful that excuses no longer have a voice. Most people think self-discipline is about being strict with yourself, but it's not. Self-discipline is about remembering who you said you wanted to become, especially on the days you don't feel motivated. You see, motivation is temporary. Anybody can feel inspired after watching a video, reading a quote, or listening to a speech. But discipline is different. Discipline is waking up tired and still showing up. It's working in silence while everyone else is distracted. It's choosing growth over comfort again and again until success becomes inevitable. And here's the truth most people never realize: the reason some people become unstoppable isn't because they're smarter, luckier, or more talented. It's because they learned how to control themselves when life became difficult. So today, I want to talk about how you build that kind of discipline, the kind that changes your mindset, transforms your habits, and turns you into someone who no obstacle can break. Because once you master yourself, you become unstoppable. People wait for motivation because motivation feels good. It gives you energy, excitement, and a temporary belief that you can change your life overnight. You watch a powerful video, hear an inspiring speech, or experience a moment of emotional intensity, and suddenly you feel unstoppable. In that moment, you promise yourself that everything will be different. You say you'll wake up earlier, work harder, stay focused, and finally become the person you always wanted to be. But then reality shows up. The alarm rings early in the morning, and your body wants more sleep. The work becomes difficult. The excitement disappears. The emotions fade, and most people quit because they built their future on motivation instead of discipline. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is commitment. Motivation comes and goes depending on how you feel. Discipline stays even when you don't feel like doing anything. That is why discipline is more powerful than motivation. Because if your success depends only on emotions, then your progress will disappear the moment life becomes uncomfortable. The truth is, nobody feels motivated every single day. Even the most successful people in the world have moments when they feel tired, frustrated, distracted, or mentally exhausted. The difference is they don't allow their feelings to control their actions. They understand something that average people never learn. Your future is created by what you do consistently, not by what you do occasionally when you feel inspired. Discipline means doing the work without needing applause. It means showing up on days when nobody is watching. It means continuing when the results are invisible. And that is difficult because human beings naturally chase comfort. Your mind will always try to protect you from pain, effort, and uncertainty. It will tell you to rest longer, delay the work, and avoid challenges. It will create excuses that sound reasonable. I'll start tomorrow. I'm too tired today. I need the perfect moment. But discipline teaches you how to act despite those excuses. Every successful person has learned how to win the battle between comfort and growth. Because growth never happens inside comfort. The gym becomes painful before the body becomes stronger. Studying becomes frustrating before knowledge increases. Building a business becomes stressful before success appears. Everything valuable requires repetition, patience, and effort long before rewards arrive. Most people fail because they only work when they feel emotionally ready. But life doesn't wait for your feelings. Opportunities disappear. Time moves forward. Dreams slowly fade while people continue making excuses. That is why discipline becomes a superpower. It allows you to move forward regardless of mood, fear, or temporary emotions. When you develop discipline, you stop negotiating with yourself. You stop asking, "Do I feel like doing this?" And you start saying, "This needs to be done." That mindset changes everything, because successful people are not controlled by feelings. They are controlled by purpose. They understand that temporary discomfort is the price of long-term success. Think about how many people say they want success. Millions of people want better health, more money, confidence, freedom, and achievement. But wanting something means nothing without disciplined action. Dreams are common. Discipline is rare. Everyone loves the idea of success, but very few people love the process required to earn it. Discipline also builds trust within yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows stronger. Every time you wake up early when you plan to, every time you complete work instead of procrastinating, every time you stay focused instead of distracted, you prove to yourself that you are reliable. And self-confidence is not built through positive thinking alone. It is built through repeated action. The opposite is also true. Every time you break promises to yourself, your mind begins to doubt you. You lose trust in your own words. You start believing you are someone who quits easily. That is why discipline is connected to identity. Your habits shape the person you become. The powerful thing about discipline is that it becomes easier over time. In the beginning, everything feels difficult because your mind is used to comfort and instant pleasure. But once disciplined habits become part of your routine, they stop feeling impossible. You no longer waste energy deciding whether to work or not because discipline removes the debate. Action becomes automatic. And this is where real transformation begins. Because the people who become unstoppable are not always the most talented people. They are usually the people who stayed consistent longer than everyone else. Talent without discipline eventually loses to discipline without talent. Intelligence without consistency means nothing. Potential without action creates regret. There will always be distractions fighting for your attention. Social media, entertainment, excuses, fear, laziness, and comfort will constantly pull you away from your goals. The modern world is designed to destroy focus. People are addicted to instant gratification because it feels easier than long-term effort. But discipline gives you control over your mind. It teaches you how to stay focused on what truly matters instead of chasing temporary pleasure. Every great achievement in life is built through disciplined repetition. Athletes train when they are tired. Leaders continue when pressure increases. Successful people stay committed long after the excitement disappears. They understand that motivation may start the journey, but discipline is what finishes it. Because at the end of the day, motivation is only a feeling. Discipline is a decision. And the people who change their lives are the people who learn how to keep that decision even when life becomes difficult. Most people underestimate the power of small habits because they are obsessed with immediate results. They want success to happen quickly. They want transformation overnight. They want to see dramatic progress after only a few days of effort. And when that doesn't happen, they become frustrated, discouraged, and eventually quit. What they fail to understand is that massive success is rarely created by one huge action. It is created by small actions repeated consistently over time. Your life is not shaped by what you do once in a while. It is shaped by what you do every single day. The small decisions you make daily may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time they become the foundation of your future. One extra hour of learning each day may not feel life-changing today, but after a year it creates knowledge most people never develop. Exercising for 30 minutes may not transform your body in a week, but after months of consistency, your entire appearance and confidence can change. Saving a small amount of money regularly may feel slow at first, but over time it builds financial stability and freedom. The problem is that people are addicted to visible progress. They want proof immediately. They plant seeds and expect trees the next morning. But life doesn't work that way. Growth happens quietly. Success is built in silence long before the world notices it. There is always a period where your effort seems invisible, where you work hard but see little reward. Most people quit during that stage because they think nothing is happening. In reality, everything is happening beneath the surface. Think about how a building is constructed. Before the outside structure becomes visible, workers spend time building the foundation underground. Nobody celebrates the foundation because it cannot be seen, yet without it the building would collapse. Your daily habits work the same way. Every disciplined action strengthens your foundation, even when the results are not immediately visible. Small habits also shape your identity. Every action you repeat sends a message to your mind about who you are. When you wake up early consistently, you begin seeing yourself as a disciplined person. When you exercise regularly, you start identifying as someone who values health. When you read daily, you become someone who learns and grows. Identity is not built through words alone. It is built through repeated behavior. That is why habits are more powerful than motivation. Motivation fades quickly, but habits continue automatically once they are deeply built into your routine. At first, disciplined actions feel uncomfortable because they require conscious effort, but repetition changes behavior into routine. Over time, the things that once felt difficult become natural. Most people destroy their progress because they focus on perfection instead of consistency. They believe if they miss one workout, one study session, or one productive day, they have failed completely, so they quit. But success does not require perfection. It requires persistence. Missing once is not the problem. Repeating failure continuously is the problem. Small negative habits are dangerous for the same reason small positive habits are powerful. Tiny bad decisions repeated daily slowly destroy potential. Procrastination for 1 hour may seem harmless, but repeated every day, it steals months and years from your life. Eating unhealthy food occasionally is not the issue, but turning it into a daily routine damages your health over time. Complaining every day slowly trains your mind to focus on negativity instead of solutions. The scary thing about habits is that their effects are often delayed. Bad habits feel good immediately but create pain later. Good habits often feel difficult immediately but create rewards later. That is why so many people stay trapped in destructive cycles. They choose short-term comfort without realizing the long-term consequences. Discipline means understanding that the small things matter. The way you spend your mornings matters. The way you speak to yourself matters. The way you use your free time matters. Every small choice either moves you closer to your goals or further away from them. Many people wait for a huge opportunity to change their lives, but real transformation usually starts with tiny actions. Waking up slightly earlier, reading a few pages daily, practicing a skill for 1 extra hour, drinking more water, reducing distractions, staying consistent even when progress feels slow. These actions seem simple, but when repeated over months and years, they create extraordinary results. The reason small habits become massive results is because of compound growth. Just like money grows through compound interest, your actions grow through repeated consistency. One disciplined action may not seem powerful today, but when multiplied hundreds of times, it creates transformation. Imagine improving yourself by just 1% every day. In a single day, that improvement feels almost invisible. But after months and years, the difference becomes enormous. Small growth repeated consistently eventually separates average people from extraordinary people. The world often celebrates dramatic success stories without showing the years of quiet habits behind them. Athletes are praised for their victories, but not for the daily training nobody saw. Successful entrepreneurs are admired for their wealth, but not for the sleepless nights, failures, and routines they repeated for years. Greatness always has boring foundations. Repetition, consistency, discipline. There will be days when your habits feel pointless. Days when progress seems too slow. Days when you question whether your effort matters at all. Those are the moments that test your character. Because successful people understand something others don't. Consistency is more important than intensity. Small disciplined actions repeated daily will always beat occasional bursts of effort followed by inconsistency. Your future is hidden inside your daily routine. If you want to know where your life will be in 5 years, look at your habits today. Look at how you spend your time, what you focus on, and the behaviors you repeat consistently. Because eventually, small daily habits stop being small. They become your lifestyle, your identity, and the reason your life either rises or falls. Every person has dreams, goals, and ambitions, but most people never reach their full potential because they lose battles against their own excuses. The biggest enemy standing between you and success is not lack of talent, lack of opportunity, or lack of resources. It is the voice inside your mind that constantly tries to convince you to stay comfortable. That voice tells you to wait, delay, quit, and settle for less than you are capable of becoming. Excuses are dangerous because they sound reasonable. They make failure feel acceptable. They protect you from discomfort while silently stealing your future. People say, "I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. I don't have enough time. I'm waiting for the right moment." But the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. Life will always be difficult. Challenges will always exist. If you continue waiting until everything feels easy, you will spend your entire life waiting. Your mind naturally seeks comfort because comfort feels safe. Human beings are wired to avoid pain, effort, rejection, and uncertainty. That is why excuses appear automatically whenever you try to grow. The moment you decide to wake up earlier, your mind tells you to sleep longer. The moment you decide to work harder, distractions suddenly become more attractive. The moment you try to change your life, resistance appears inside your head. Most people believe discipline means controlling the outside world, but real discipline is learning how to control your inner conversations. Because every day your mind is speaking to you. The question is whether you control that voice or whether that voice controls you. Excuses become habits when repeated long enough. At first, skipping one workout or delaying one task seems harmless, but over time, repeated excuses create a mindset of weakness. You begin training yourself to quit whenever things become uncomfortable. Eventually, avoiding effort becomes automatic. And the longer this pattern continues, the harder it becomes to break. The problem with excuses is that they provide temporary comfort, but long-term regret. In the moment, procrastination feels easier than discipline. Quitting feels easier than continuing. Comfort feels better than struggle. But later reality catches up. Opportunities disappear. Goals remain unfinished. Dreams slowly fade away. And many people spend years wondering why their lives never changed while refusing to confront the habits that kept them stuck. Successful people are not free from excuses. They hear the same negative thoughts everyone else hears. The difference is they do not obey them. They understand that feelings cannot be trusted all the time. Sometimes your mind lies to you. It tells you that you are incapable when you are actually stronger than you realize. It tells you that the work is too hard when growth is happening. It tells you to stop when you are only one step away from progress. Training your mind to ignore excuses starts with awareness. You must recognize when your thoughts are trying to pull you away from your goals. Most excuses appear automatically, which means many people never question them. They simply obey whatever their emotions tell them to do. But disciplined people pause and challenge those thoughts. Instead of saying, "I'm too tired," they ask, "Will this excuse